Feels like love. Cupid made a shot straight into my heart. Now I'm falling fast and my world's expanding.
Oh no, I can't be late this time. You mentally cursed yourself for waking up late. You went to bathroom and changed your clothes after a quick bath. Why didn't you woke me up, Meena? You said to your roommate, who was having her breakfast peacefully. I didn't wake you up, raises her brow, pointing at herself. I have been trying to wake you up for hours, YN, but you look so tired like you were knocked out after working late at night. That's why you look like a zombie, YN. She chuckled at you humorously. No, actually a panda. Oh please Meena, I'm not in the mood. I'm already late for my office. My morning is already ruined. At least eat something. She hands you a sandwich. Okay boss, see you soon, bye. You made your way towards the exit with hurried steps and mouthed her thanks before leaving. You work in a small consultancy company. It's been 2 years since you start working there, and it's a nice paying job for you. But more than that, the environment of the office is far better, and the people are friendly here. Most importantly, the superiors are helpful, and you just have a nice bonding with them. Fortunately, you reached the office at the time and just stepped out of the elevator when Nayan, your colleague, who is working with you in this company for 2 years, approached you. OMG Ryan, you finally come. I was waiting for you to tell you something important. There is a problem in the office, you know. She said to you, massaging her temple in stress. Whoa, wait a second, and what happened now? The director decided to appoint a new boss for us. Our previous boss suddenly resigned from his place without a further explanation. No one knows why. What? You said with a surprised face. Yes, it's true, Ryan. And soon our new boss is going to attend the office. All the employees are set to get ready for his welcome. But why so suddenly? And who is the new boss? You asked, seemingly confused. Over this whole ordeal, surely woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. That no one knows yet who he is. You and every employee gather in the hall. Everyone looks confused at this situation, but patiently wait for the further information. Soon, your former boss stands in front of everyone, clearing his throat to gain attention of people who were talking with themselves over the matter. Hello everyone. I know you guys are shocked over the sudden departure news of me from the company, he said calmly, looking at everyone and continuing. I have different overseas business to look after. That's why I'm selling this company to Mr. Gion and Groups. A crease forms in between your brows as you heard the name, trying to think maybe that was some other person. Soon a person entered in the hall with 10 people following him from behind. You can see the face of the new CEO, but when he stands in front of the mic, your eyes widened, looking at the same person you fear to think. So guys, he is your new boss, Mr. Jungkook. All the workers clap in appreciation of the new CEO, except you and Suho share the same horrified look on their faces. Suho is your respected senior, and a few weeks ago you assisted him with a client who was Mr. Jeon Jungkook. The task was to provide solutions to him for his company's new startup business, and amid all that, Suho and Jungkook had a small disagreement over a topic that led them to a heated conversation where you had to jump in between to stop it from getting worse. Suho was just calmly telling him what all procedures were, but he rejected all of his ideas. Later, you presented him with your suggestions, and somehow you get managed to sign the deal. But at last, Jungkook offers you to be his secretary, as he gets impressed with your suggestions and wanted you to work with him, but you politely declined the offer. I'm sorry, Mr. John, but I can't accept your offer. He chuckled slightly and looked at you with his arrogant smile. Think about it, Miss Ryan. I'll pay you double what are you working for, with high benefits your company can never provide you. So it's better if you work with me, you will be in profit. I'm sorry again, sir, but I'm happy with my current job and satisfied with it. Still, thank you for offering this job to me. You tried to say it as politely as you can, even feeling frustrated over it. You don't like those people who love to show their money, as if that's all it means in their life to buy anyone. Not everything is on sale, something can never be bought with money. And I thought you will be smarter. Anyways, never anyone had rejected me before. I hope you know what you are doing. I gave you the best deal yet. You didn't even think about it before rejecting me. That was the limit of your patience, as he was too hard headed to see that you are not interested in his offer at all, especially working with him. Mr. Jeon Jungkook, surely some people obey you in whatever you want them to do because of their greed. But I'm not someone who runs after money. And it didn't even please me the offer you made. As I said before, I'm okay with my current job. You fired back. The looks in his eyes shifted to the cold ones, and he replied, clicking his tongue in annoyance. Miss Lee, seems like you don't know me properly and the power of money yet. That's why you're talking like this, huh? And even forget whom you're talking to. How foolish that sounds. He professed and took a deep breath before saying, Sure, you're a very respected businessman, sir, but I care about my self respect too. And I can't work with an arrogant person who doesn't know how to respect someone's individuality as human being. He didn't say anything, but he was looking at you with his piercing eyes. I hope you have a nice day, sir. You said sincerely, like you always greet your clients after work, and make your way outside the building. Suho followed you from behind. Jungkook smirks secretly as he nods his head at the ex-boss. He looks at the worker one by one, and he catches the familiar girl who made him do all this. I'm so happy to work with you all till now, and I hope you will continue to work hard like this with Mr. John. Please give him a loud applause. Another loud applause was heard, and Jungkook stood up and bowed his head lightly. Hello everyone, nice to meet you. I hope we will have a good time together. Everyone is smiling at him, too stunned by the new CEO's charming personality and handsome face. While you gulp in fear, you never expected him to go this far over a conversation that happened a few weeks ago. To make our company go perfectly, I might have to fire some workers who won't give any advantage to our company. He speaks and his face turns serious. All the workers start looking at each other in distress, but you look at him without any emotions. If he wants to fire you, then so be it. You will accept it because it's your fault. After all, it's better rather than to work for him. Mr. John, I can assure you that every worker here is hardworking. He looks at the ex-boss and smiles evilly. I know, but I only needed the best one. Normal workers are not needed here, he said coldly, causing him to look down and apologize. I'm sorry, sir. Jungkook shrugged at look at the workers' troubled faces. Anyways, I call out the name of employees who will not work here anymore. The hall was dead silent at his serious voice of him in fear. Who gonna lose their jobs today? Kim Soo-ho. A small smirk forms on his face while you looked at him with a shocked expression. Please put the company card here and gather all your belongings. Now you can leave. Every worker was looking in Soo-ho's direction, while Jungkook has an unreadable expression on his face. Soo-ho doesn't say anything, just taking off his card and bowing to Jungkook and his former boss before leaving the area quietly. As if he knew this was going to happen, when you look at him, a pang of guilt forms inside your chest. But Mr. Jeon, Soo-ho is one of the best workers. The man shut his mouth when Jungkook lifted his hand in the air to stop him from saying furthermore. Tomorrow you guys can come and work here normally. I'll have to say goodbye for now. Thanks. He smirked, walking away and looking at you all confused, as you were waiting to get fired too. But he didn't, and left you there feeling remorse for making Suho leave his job. I'm sorry, Suho Oppa. This is all happening because of me. If I had not rejected his offer, none of this would be happening now. You apologized to Suho, who was silently packing all his stuff, and he looked at you with a small smile. It's okay, Vayan. We all know it's not your fault, and I don't blame you for this, but I'm more worried about you, he said, looking concerned for you. Can anyone tell me what's happening here? And is he the same rude client? You told me before that's why he fired Suho Oppa? She asked, and you nodded slightly. Yes, he is the same rude person I told you about the other day. Oh my god, Vayan. That means you are in big trouble. If he didn't fire you, that means he wants to take his revenge on you to reject his offer, she said to you with wide eyes. That's why I'm more worried about her. Because he already fires me. But I don't know what he wants to do with her. Your conversation got interrupted when Jungkook came out of his cabin and everyone settled down in their respective seats except you and Suho. He looked at you with an unreadable expression on his face before looking back at Suho. You haven't left yet? He said with a cold, sharp voice. I'm sorry, sir, just leaving. He bowed to him and carried the box of his stuff to the elevator before giving you a side concerned glance. Miss Lee, report in my office right now, he commanded with the dominance. You clenched your fist in anger, looking at him, but still following the order silently. You enter in his cabin. He was sitting in his chair peacefully, with an annoying grin on his face, as if he won some battle. Do you feel happy after doing all of this? You asked calmly. So why didn't you fire me as well? It was my fault, right? Then fire me too. He kept quiet, standing up straight in front of his desk, and his next words sent shivers down your spine. Where's the manners, Miss Lee? I'm your boss, not your colleague whom you can talk like that, he said with a harsh tone, raising his brow at you. Either you are my boss or anyone. I will not work for you, even if I have to resign from here, you said with your firm voice, trying hard not to tremble in front of him. Don't make me fire more people here, Vayan. People will be jobless because of you, and you'll be the reason behind their sufferings. You can't force me like that, you said, raising your voice slightly. Aren't you the one who challenged me, darling? Now let me show you the power of money. And trust me, this is nothing. It can get more messy than you can ever think, he said with a smug face. You show him a disgusted look at the mention of the word darling, and he was looking at you like he won the fight, which irked you a lot. Is that what you want? To make people submit themselves to you by showing your power. Something suddenly shifted in the atmosphere of the room, but you ignored, resuming. Did your ego get bruised over a mere rejection from a girl? That's why you're doing. He didn't let you finish before, harshly pinning you against the nearest wall while you yelped in the pain. Stop making me angry, Levian. You don't know I can ruin your career in just few seconds, he shouted, pressing his body against you on the wall too close, and you shut your eyes tightly at his rude act, not wanting to look him in the eyes. Don't make me what I don't for you too, he said, breathing heavily close to you, and a lump formed in your throat. You really bring out those emotions inside me that I never felt before. He didn't say anything, so you opened your eyes, staring back, and caught his gaze on your lips before looking back at you. He slowly moves away from your personal space, and you release a breath you didn't know you were holding. You share a glance at who was staring back at you, breathing heavily. Leave. You wash your face with cold water in the washroom, feeling hot suddenly, staring yourself in the mirror after a heated encounter with Jungkook earlier, touching your cheeks, who was slightly red because your feelings have been triggered, not a blush. You sighed. Stupid rich brat. You murmured under your breath, wiping your face and hand with a napkin. But now, even though you hate his existence, you need to follow his orders for a peaceful environment in the office. A hard way to go, Ian. How you love to think it was just one of your crazy nightmares, and you'll get up, everything will be normal like before. But that's not the case. It has been over a week since your last encounter with Jungkook, and he handed you a mountain of old case files to finish the work. He just loves to torture you. At first, it all seemed interesting, as you never back off from the hard work, but even the most eager person would be bored after going through dozens of reports of the same nature. What you were unaware of is the same person always stares at you hiding behind the blinds, which you were too busy to notice, but someone did. You didn't notice that someone occupied the empty seat beside you until a hand appeared in front of you and made you jump in surprise. Yeah, you scared me. You almost shouted, and Nyan stifled a laugh at your comic expression. Sorry, but you were too immersed in the screen that you didn't even notice my presence beside you, she protested. I just wanted to complete it as soon as I can and forget that time, you shrugged. So you are not going to join us for Friday night? She asked, and you look at her apologetically. I'm sorry, I won't be joining you guys for tonight, as I have to finish these. Just a few files left. You tried to negotiate, seeing her pouting face, but she nodded, understanding the situation. Vian, I know it may sound weird, but do you think he only did that to take revenge on you? She asked, looking skeptical, and you look at her weirdly. He is Jungkook. She nodded. Why are you thinking like that, even though I told you everything? You narrow your eyes in suspicion. Where did she even get that thought from? Even after knowing what he did to you, how can she say that? Look, I don't know, but I have seen him looking at your desk so many times, like you were so busy to even notice. She started rambling, but you don't like where this conversation going, as it would be the last thing to happen in the world, not even your dreams. Don't overthink, okay? He may be planning the next strategy to piss me off. What else he can do? You shrugged. But, I mean his eyes don't seem like that. Kim Nayon, you warned. Don't act like you are some kind of love guru or something. She surrenders to close-zipped mouth in silence at your warning. She knows you only take her full name when you are deadly serious and not in the mood for fun. Okay, I won't say anything. Fine, I'm leaving. Bye. You massage your temple in stress when she leaves. Actually, you don't want to shout at her. But thinking about him makes you angry, and this work is not helping at all. It just made you frustrated, but you will apologize to her later. Right now, you need a strong coffee. You pack your stuff and made your way toward the exit after shutting down the device. The screen flashed at the pop message by your roommate Meena. Will not be at home for a few weeks. Going back to my hometown. Dad needs me for some work. Take care, Minnie. Suddenly, a hand grabs you harshly, tugging you close to himself, and you bump against his chest. Surprised, a speeding car just passes by an inch away from you. Are you blind? Can't see the car approaching you? He whispers, shouting with concern lashed to his voice. You look at him bewildered at the sudden action, but didn't say anything. Again catching him looking at your lips before staring back at your eyes with a worried glance. You separate yourself from him, keeping a safe distance between you two. Thanks, you murmured. Let me drop you at home. You look disoriented, he asks you, and you look at him surprised at his caring behavior. So you shake your head in denial. No, I can go by myself with the help of cab. It's already late, And cab is not safe, let me drop you. His concern irks you. I'm more safe with cab driver than going with you. Vian mumbled to herself under her breath. What? Did you say something? He leaned closer to you, facing sideways, and you moved back. Nothing. I can go by myself. You excused yourself, moving far away from where he was standing. Sighed a breath of relief after escaping from your boss. You tried to book a cab for yourself, but unfortunately, the cabs were not available nearby your location, and you grunt out of frustration, stomping your foot. Suddenly, a black Mercedes stopped in front of you, and the glass of window slid down. Jungkook tilted his face and looked at you with a smirk on his face. Do you need my help? He asked with his cocky grin. You tried to open the car door, but it was locked. You need to ask first, Miss Vian, he said, enjoying the frustrated look on your face. You sure enjoying this, aren't you? Ma'am, you are in the need of help. If you don't want, okay. He was about to start the car, but you stopped him. Taking a deep breath, you asked, can you offer me a ride to my home? That doesn't look like request, and I'm not your colleague. Add the word please, sir. Even though from inside you were burning, you controlled yourself. Can you please offer me ride to my home, please, sir? He unlocked the gate and you hopped inside at the passenger seat. But your breath hitched when he leaned down to your seat and you caught him looking at your lips again. You moved back in your seat. Why he keep looking at my lips? Isn't this third time? It can't be coincidence. I'll swear if he do something your thoughts interrupted when he pulled the seat belt and tucked it to the side seating back in his seat and you release a breath you didn't know you were holding. He started the car and you pulled out your phone out of curiosity typing. What does it mean if someone stare at your lips? If his gaze slipping down to your lips while he's talking to you, it's a sign that he is admiring you, fantasizing about you, and might even want to start a stable long-term relationship with you. Your phone slipped from your hand and you look at him shocked. Are you alright? You cleared your throat, nodding, picking your phone up. The rest way you didn't said anything, quietly looking out of the window while he gave you his concerned glance time to time. And when you reached near your apartment, you mumbled a thank you, unbuckling the seatbelt to get out of the car, but he held your hand, stopping you from moving outside. Vian, listen, I want to tell you something. He looked at you with desperation in his eyes, like he wanted to tell you something, but don't know how to let those words out. You both stare at each other, and you stiffen in your seat when you felt him slowly leaning towards you again. You gulp hard at the close proximity, but he suddenly moved away, grunting because of a loud knock on the door. Vian, what are you doing inside? Tehang Oppa, you mumbled and get off the car immediately. You didn't notice that Jungkook was glaring at Tehang. Who is he? He asked, holding your hand tightly. Jungkook stand in front of you and Tehang, and his eyes fall upon your joining hands. Who are you? He spelled each word in taunting way. I'm her boyfriend, and you? Oppa,